up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rise. We're here in Napa Valley, California for something very important. It's the first official on-throttle drive of this SUV right here. What is this? This is the all-new 2022 Acura MDX Type S. But before we get into this all-wheel drive, turbocharged performance SUV, let's talk about what's going on here. Acura is going through a little bit of a rejuvenation of their whole performance segment within the auto industry, bringing back the Type S, not only to the TLX, but also, of course, the NSX, and now first appearing on this SUV called the MDX. This MDX Type S is here to elevate the performance, but also highlight other things that Acura brings to the table, like engineering, technology, and of course, the fit, finish, and materials that constitutes the whole MDX as a whole. Now, of course, there's lots of competition. Everybody's gonna think of those usual German Euro brands in this performance luxury SUV segment: Audi, BMW, Mercedes-Benz. But you know what? There's a brand that's also making some big waves of their own, a newer brand called Genesis. And they have that GV80, that is that mid-size SUV meant to go up against the MDX. Now, Genesis with the GV80 does bring some performance from a twin turbo power plant and all-wheel drive, but has Acura perfected the recipe for what is a balanced SUV that you could drive every single day, have that versatility, but also enjoy the twisty bits? Let's find out. Is the MDX Type S the better performance SUV to buy over the Genesis GV80? Let's find out. Right off the bat, the color. This is that tiger's eye color, unique to the whole Type S brand within Acura. Really fits it very nicely. I like the way this looks much sportier, much more aggressive than the GV80. So of course we're gonna get LED, those dual LED headlights, daytime running lamps, and your, of course, turn signals. What is unique about the Type S is gonna be this lower corner here. We have full functionality on both sides of the corners of the front fascia, gloss black balancing nicely with our metallic gold of the tiger's eye. And then of course, coming across the front grille, you're gonna get all that precision crafted performance. Now, when you look at the Genesis GV80, you're gonna get a mountain-sized grille. I'm really digging the balance here, and that's gonna be the word, balance, because throughout this whole vehicle, it's about balance in performance, style, and also luxury and technology. So of course, you're gonna get a grille that flows more air, forward-facing camera, which is very, very important to have at this level. We got the Type S badging, of course, which looks so great. Plus, it's got so much history. And that's another thing that Genesis, a hurdle that they gotta get over, is they don't have the history like this brand has. Been around since 1986. And then the lower portion, they did a great job of extending this front fascia and allowing that airflow to take place at the bottom and also at the top. But like I said, the GV80, it has that one massive, gigantic grille. Let me know what you like better at the front of the business. And I'm really digging how on our top spec trim, we have the whole perimeter painted that beautiful tiger's eye color. Now, when we get up onto the hood, you got a nice peak. Everything kind of is a V formation, rises up, go towards the windshield, and then everything else goes right towards the A-pillar. As we come around the bend, of course, there's gonna be different wheel and tire options when you look at the Genesis and when you look at the MDX lineup, but when you go Type S, for the first time, you're getting 21-inch wheels. We got Berlina black, gloss black finish around all the spokes, machine aluminum. They even went with black lug nuts. I know it sounds silly to point that out, but that's a touch that a lot of brands don't do. They do chrome or silver. Nice to have the black lug nuts. You could really see the accentuated bright red of our Brembo. 4-piston calipers up front, larger rotors, over 14-inch rotors. So if you're looking at braking capability, this is bringing the heat and also dissipating the heat, the braking heat, much more effectively than the GV80. And then of course, wheel size, they have 21-inch wheels as well on the Genesis lineup, but it's nice to see it on the MDX. We got Continental run flat tire technology. It's a performance tire, but also can go the distance even with a nail stuck in it. And we have, for the first time on the MDX, adaptive air ride suspension. That's something you're not gonna get on a Genesis GV80. I wish they would have painted around the fender openings, but it does balance nicely, the black with the gold. Coming down the side, simple, tasteful treatment to the badging. We got the folding, the power folding side mirrors, gloss black with the LED lighting. I like the way they did the trim to really showcase the different elements. The body line rises up really nicely, and that lower sill comes down at an aggressive pitch. And that really shows the aero work. This shape is much more aerodynamic than the GV80. You got low, close to the body roof rails. Love the overall silhouette. And then coming towards the rear, remember we have all-wheel drive. Now, the all-wheel drive is gonna be different in the Acura compared to the GV80. We'll talk more about that when we get underneath the hood. Swinging it around from the backside, this is just pure sexiness. Love the way they did the rear glass, the taillights. Obviously the zonk is gonna be this wiper, but even the badge, the black background on that Acura badge just makes it pop out in a very good way. All of our super handling all-wheel drive, our Type S, and then of course the finishing touch, and this blows the Genesis out of the water when it comes to design element, is you're gonna get quad tip exhausts on both sides with this beautiful rear diffuser area. It's an active exhaust. You can make it louder, you can make it quieter. That's something you're not gonna get on the Genesis GV80. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see what's powering this MDX. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. For the first time ever, we have turbocharged power on an MDX. Now remember, comparing this to the GV80, you get twin turbos. We, though, on this engine, have a twin scroll single turbocharger. It's actually located right here. I'm not gonna touch it because we just shut the engine off and I'll probably burn my hand. It even tells you there, don't put your hand there because it's gonna put a big X on it. But that's your turbocharger. Engine cover, way better than what's on the Genesis GV80. Let's talk about performance though. We are looking at a 3-liter single turbo V6 engine, 355 horsepower, 354 pound-feet of torque. If you're comparing this to the GV80 and you like spec sheets, the GV80 has more horsepower. You have over 360 horsepower. This is mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. The GV80 has an 8-speed automatic transmission, but guess what? 0 to 60 in this balance, there's that word, balanced performance SUV, 0 to 60 in 5.7 seconds. It weighs 4,741 pounds. MPG, 17 the city, 21 the highway, and it could tow up to 5,000 pounds. Now, if we're comparing this to the GV80, some of the things you can't see, well, you can see it, but you're not 100% sure what it is. We have an aluminum hood, aluminum fenders, and then where the shock top mounts are, right here in the engine compartment, these are made out of aluminum as well. That's gonna cut weight. We got a double wishbone front suspension. This is stuff that from Acura's racing in the IMSA WeatherTech series, that technology is showing up on our vehicle. Plus, you're getting stuff from the NSX, which obviously Hyundai does not have a supercar yet, so you're not getting some of that braking technology and also the steering as well. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire up this MDX Type S and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, here we are inside the performance version of the MDX, known as the Type S. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I can't wait to go on throttle, but I also got to know pricing. How much is it? So MSRP for this one being the Tiger's Eye, and just to give you a little tidbit of information, the reason why they call this paint job Tiger's Eye is that the development team was busy testing in the Serengeti plain in Africa, and one morning they woke up to a golden sky, and this is the paint color that they chose that reminded them of that special moment that they were developing the MDX Type S. It is a premium paint. It does cost as an option. How much is it? The whole MSRP is $72,000. Let's see how it compares to the GV80. To the door panels. A little bit of gloss black, especially right around the memory seat selection buttons there. You do have 3 memory seat settings, which is more than the GV80. I love the dark wood finish. The orchid white obviously is an option of color. There are different color options you could choose, including a darker blue finish, which looks pretty cool. I do like the optional ELS 3D studio sound system, 25 speakers, and guess what? They're carbon fiber constructed cones in the speakers, and there's ambient lighting now within the grille cover. Nice touches, first time on this MDX. Door pocket is a really good size. You could actually get 2 bags of grapes from this vineyard that we are. Those big, huge, dark, massive grapes, and then a kale smoothie, perfect for drinking in California at your local smoothie bar. You can slot it right in there. Going from the door panel to the dash, love the sporty contrast stitching. The dark wood finish is very elegant. We are, once again, going to have to zonk the amount of gloss black here. When it comes to screen size, the GV80 does win size battle. They have a 14-inch screen. This is a 12.3-inch screen, still large enough. If you can't get it done with 12 inches, you're definitely not going to be able to do it with 14 inches on your infotainment system. The one challenge is it's not a touchscreen. You use the interface pad, but you have, of course, navigation, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, Amazon Alexa, and I like the way you could split up the screens. Plus, you got the dynamic mode selector knob that's got this beautiful aluminum finish. Watch this. It's like Gran Turismo. You go into the different modes: sport, normal, comfort, snow, and new on this air suspension MDX, lift. This actually lifts the suspension up like you see in that graphic. You could do up to 37 miles per hour in that lifted mode. You know where we're going. We're not going sport. Hell no. We're going sport plus mode. It is on fire in here. The only thing I'm going to have to blame the designers on is that this doesn't have the quad tip exhaust. I want my quad tip exhaust on my image as well. Backup camera, clear as day, 360 and trajectory. So that's really perfect. And then you put it back in the park. We got our start stop button lit up red because we're ready to race. Dual climate control. For the first time, we have massage seats for both seats up front. And we have 3 stages of heated seats, 3 stages of ventilated seats. If you want to see more about the massage features, like when I hold this down, we talk more about this in the first review. I'll leave that at the end of this one so that you could really get all the in-depth on what the heck is happening there. There's our dynamic mode selector. This is going to control the 10-speed automatic. A little bit more gloss black. You hit that, you got a USB-C, USB-A. There's a 12-volt on the side. We got a nice little area for Mentos. That's for when you're going to make out with somebody in your MDX. And speaking about making out, I almost want to make out with this key fob. It looks good. Type S badge, Acura, red stripe and all, looking good. There's that interface pad. Let me know how you think about that, what you think about it, and whether it should be a touchscreen in this. I do like the nice palm rest here. You could put this palm just nicely pressed against it. And then they have a wireless charging pad that's good for even those iPad style cell phones. So that's a nice touch. 2 cup holders, super soft here. Open this bad boy up. What do we got? You actually have a place to put your sample, your little sample cup for tasting wine. Just don't drink and drive, please. Pick it up. What do we got? We got some trash in here. Felt lining, so you're not going to scratch any of your grapes. Keep your grapes where they belong. USB-A and a 12-volt in there. And then finally, we got the seats. Orchid white, leather, the piping, the perforated material, full electric assist for the passenger and the driver. Right now, this massage is just really working me over. Ooh, wow. It's not one of those kind where it just goes like this and kind of punches you in the rear end. That's a weird feeling. Don't ask me how I know that. And then you have that panoramic sunroof. goes all the way back. Oh yeah. And then one touch, you close it again, and it comes on back. Plus we have this upgraded headliner in our advanced trim. But why don't you get your butt over here? I want to show you behind the flat bottom steering wheel in this Type S. All right guys, here we are behind the wheel. Love the Type S badge. You're not going to get that on your Genesis GV80. Looking good on the sill. The pedal box, spot on the money, just like a race car. Nice large dead pedal, brake pedal, and throttle. Seat controls, easy to get to, and what's nice is when you do like the lower lumbar and stuff, it shows up on the screen. That's a nice touch. Steering wheel though, taken right out of the NSX. It looks like it was literally plucked from an NSX. Flat bottom, very sporty, nice fine leather. I love the way everything is flat black on the buttons. It is heated. You do have paddles on the back of the steering wheel. I wish they were made out of metal. That would kind of help with the overall feel. We got a head-up display and electric tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then of course you're gonna get your 12.3-inch precision digital display. Right now I'm in normal mode. Look at how the brake lights come on, your little MDX there, but watch this. You change into different modes, it actually changes the screen. Now we're in Sport Plus mode. Look at that tachometer up there up top. I'm ready to rock and roll. But you know what? Before we go on throttle, we need to check out the mid row and the back row real quick. Let's get back there so we can hit the twist. All right guys, backseat time in this MDX Type S. Now you look and you notice that we have a captain's chair arrangement, 2 cup holders, and a nice place for a couple pieces of Kentucky Fried Chicken. I would say 4 pieces, maybe 2 wings and 2 drumsticks. That would probably work, but the great news is, watch this. You don't want it here? We just lift it right out of the way, and now you can sit 3 across, and you could go inside and eat your Kentucky Fried Chicken instead of messing up this beautiful interior. Speaking of the interior, we got some leather, we do have plastic. Parents have voiced their concerns, the PTA and everybody, because of all the boogers your kids put on the back of the seat. You wanted this plastic so it's easy to keep clean. Down here, you could keep some nice cleaning wipes to wipe off all those sticky fingerprints and stuff so people don't get into your Type S and be like, it's gross back here. What isn't gross is this command center. You do got your heated seats, no ventilated seats. We got our rear AC controls, and of course, all the power that you need. More power than the caveman had back in the caveman days. And if you wonder, where did the cavemen go? And I'm not talking about the real cavemen. I'm talking about the cavemen on Geico. Whatever happened to those cave guys? I don't know. But the great news is I'm 6 feet tall. I can sit nice and relaxed. If this doesn't look comfortable, it really isn't. But I could do this, and now it is comfortable. You see what I just did there? Nicely done. The one thing is that if you want this up, there's no armrest. You got to make this go down like that to have an armrest. And then, of course, there is that 3rd row for those extra friends that you need to bring to the track with you. Watch this. There's where you're going to put them. If they complain, say, too bad, so sad, drive yourself to the track. Because that's what this vehicle's about. Going to the track, you could be your supply vehicle, but it could also be the vehicle that you drive on the track. Speaking of driving, let's get to the cargo area because I'm ready to go on throttle in this MDX Type S. Cargo time, hit the button, get the chirp, electric lifting. Now something to show you that racing technology engineering that's been brought into the MDX Type S, you actually have a rear mounted battery that's located right underneath this Doritos holder. This is perfect for a nice large bag of Doritos underneath there for weight distribution. Of course, 12 volt air suspension you can lower very easily. And speaking of lowering, look at this. Boom. Seats are down, flat as can be. Get yourself all the gear for your track day. This could be your track support vehicle. Hell, this could be the vehicle you drive on the track, but you got 3-row versatility and the ability to just fold everything down super flat. But you know what? We're not here for cargo space. We're not even here for how many Twinkies really on this one. I hope you got your Twinkies ready because if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go on throttle in our MDX Type S. All right, guys, here we are. We're in Sport Plus mode with the MDX Type S. I'm gonna let the 10-speed automatic do its thing, but if you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. Yeah. love it. The brakes feel great. Steering, look at this. These are the types of roads we don't have in Florida. At least not a lot of them. Look at this. The feedback you get through the steering wheel is simply phenomenal. When you're in Sport Plus mode, you are gonna get more sound out of the exhaust, but you're getting different sound pumped in as well through the cabin, which is nice. Seats are comfortable, could use a little bit more bolstering, but they're very, very comfy, and you could actually be doing this with the massaging going on. There we go. On the brakes. Great feedback. Very nice. Holds the line nicely. And like I said, you can adjust everything with this car. You want to have it customized a certain way, you could do it with the customization settings. I'm telling you, they did a great job with the rigidity of the chassis, the way that they've done all of the compression and rebound damping with the suspension. Remember, first MDX ever to have air ride suspension. Got that massive head-up display, and the Precision Digital Performance Dash is just mind-blowing. All the graphics and information. All right, guys, this time I'm gonna manually shift with the paddles. On throttle, here we go. Nice quick shifts from the paddle. Here we go. 10 speeds. Remember, we got over 15 pounds of boost. Let's see how the downshifts are. Nice, quick, and crisp. Feeling good. You do have a gear indicator on the dash. Here we go. Nice. Look at this. The grip with the super handling all-wheel drive. The MDX has never performed so well, and I love that the NSX technology is trickling into this SUV. And it's all about the feedback. The feedback you get is phenomenal in this thing. Steering wheel feels great. Here we go, look at this. It just puts a smile on your face. I like using the paddles, they're a good size. But the grip, the amount of grip and the way it communicates with you. Remember, we got aluminum hood, aluminum fenders. Holds the line really nicely. Brakes feel great. They really have worked on those electro servo brakes to give good feedback. It's easy to modulate. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. All right, here we are, a little bird's eye view for you so you can kind of get the lay of the land. Very smartly laid out, that's for sure. It makes sense where everything is. And going down this nice country road here in Napa Valley just really drives smooth. But when you want to turn up the wick, you can. And I think that's one of my favorite things about this vehicle is that you can easily customize it exactly the way you want to do it. And you're just going to go ahead and hold down that Acura sign button right in the center of the dynamic mode selector switch, and now you could change all of those settings very easily using the interface pad. So really think that after some practice, this whole system of figuring out how to get through the infotainment system is not a very, very big deal. So that's the good news. And really, the way that they upgraded the sound deadening material, the thickness of the glass, really creates a nice, solid, quiet cabin, and I really like that. Head-up display is super large, very easy to read. And then you have those electric folding mirrors as well, which is a nice touch. All right, guys, one more time for you, definitely one more time for me. I put it back into automatic mode. Here we go, on throttle. Wow. Feels good. I love the sound deadening and stuff because it really creates a nice driving environment in here. Those larger brake rotors. Really could trail brake nicely. Look at this. Yeah! Visibility is excellent in here. But hopefully this has really allowed you to see what the MDX is all about in the Type S performance mode. Love this setup. And then before I sign off, let me just give you some regular driving. I mean, here we are, regular driving, and it's just going to make you feel good. It's a vehicle that you want to drive, you want to look at it after you park in your parking lot, in the garage, and keep driving it even more. But we're gonna get back to where it all started and wrap this one up, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys. It's been one of those days out here in Napa Valley, California for this first drive, the on-throttle action. Definitely want to thank everybody with Acura for getting us access to this new MDX Type S. Let me know what you think. Are you going to spend your money on this Type S, or would you go with the newer brand, the newer kid on the block, the Genesis GV80? Let me know which way you decide in this mid-size SUV luxury performance segment. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Raiti's Rides merch. Got to give it up to the queen behind the lens. She's rocking her crown out here and blinding everybody with the jewels that's collected within it. Show her some love in the comment section. Thank you, Lori, for being the diamond that just shines so brightly every day with your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.